I thought it was way too much to keep, and I knew it would just be better to give it to a charity.
And Simon sent us a really sweet, handwritten, heartfelt letter when he sent in the $100, and we responded to him with a thank you, and we told him that an example of how his $100 might be used would be to train a dog like Flynn.
He does have a tendency, he has low muscle tone, so he does drop things pretty often. So having that a dog will be able to help him pick those things up. Bringing his walker.
Good boy! Thank you. I am really happy to hear you donated your money to Can Do Canines. That is such a kind thing to do.
I just hope that my boys are as generous as that. And when I heard a 9-year-old boy went and donated his money to something that meant so much to so many kids and so many families, I don't even know how to put that in words. It was very overwhelming.
High five.
Beyond ecstatic. I don't even know how to explain it.
Good evening. Welcome to this year's 17th annual Can Do Canines Tales of Independence fundraiser, and a heartfelt thanks to young Simon, who's helped to make perfect matches possible, like Drake and his trusty canine Flynn. I'm your host, Mary Sue Kruger, past Can Do Canines board president, forever volunteer, and impassioned cheerleader. You may know that we usually gather together live for this event, all in one room. Hopefully, we'll be doing that again soon. Over the next half hour, you'll meet lots of people who are living bigger, better lives today with their canine partner. A super skilled dog has brought more happiness into their world. And that's our theme for tonight, how we bring the happy to our clients who enjoy a new peace of mind, to our dogs who are now out there being loved and loving to help, and to all of us here this evening, volunteers and donors who feel really good about making the happiness happen, right? There's one more group of people with joy in their hearts because they're making a difference for people every day, the Can Do Canines staff. But don't take my word for it. They want to tell you themselves.
When I was young, I wanted to be an architect. And I did some soul searching and realized that wasn't for me. I had to be at a nonprofit. So I got a job at a cultural nonprofit, and I realized that wasn't for me. I needed to be at a nonprofit that helped people. So I interviewed at Can Do Canines, and I realized this was for me. We help people, and our dogs help people, just like the big difference that seizure assist dog Gallagher has made for his human partner, Ryan.
I was deployed in 2011-2012 to Kuwait and Iraq. During my time there, I was hit with a suicide vehicle that unfortunately caused a traumatic brain injury and gives me seizures routinely, up to 15 times a day, but the average is 4. I had a psychologist that I had met afterwards that had told me that I had switched to seeing myself as a disabled person, and that was really starting to wear on me, becoming dependent on my wife for absolutely everything in my day-to-day life. Thankfully, with Gallagher here, I was able to actually achieve some more of my independence again. I've really changed my outlook thanks to this new form of independence, of seeing myself as a person with a disability instead, and that has really helped make me a much happier person just in general. And I thank Can Do Canines and Gallagher for all their assistance with me in this process.
I started volunteering and working with Can Do Canines because they are wonderful people. They take amazing care of their dogs, and their dogs are incredible. Besides being a veterinarian, I'm also a mom, and the stories that move me the most are the ones involving children. What I want most is to give my children the world, and I see how these dogs open up the world for their clients. Like Carter, his autism assistance dog, Noah, literally makes it possible for him to go out into the world.
Hi. Since getting Noah from Can Do Canines, a lot of things in our lives have changed. One thing is Carter is much safer. Carter used to run away from us all the time, and we would yell for him to stop and he wouldn't come back to us. It was really scary. I couldn't go out to public anymore. Now that Carter's faster than me, I couldn't keep him safe, even at our favorite parks. There were too many dangerous things like rivers, railroads, streets. Once we got Noah, there was a tethering system that connected Carter and Noah together. Since we've gotten Noah, Carter has only run away from us like one time in the last 2 years. We're so thankful to Can Do Canines.
Yeah.
I work in the kennel now, and I see how beautifully these dogs are trained. It's interesting to me to learn where each dog has been before they get to final training. What I've learned is that these dogs have been touched by so many people, volunteers and staff. There is a huge community out there loving up these dogs, like Blaze, who grew up to be a diabetes assist dog. He was trained at 3 different prisons, lived with a puppy raiser for 6 months, spent time in several short-term foster homes, and then came into Can Do Canines for final training. All that love from so many people in Blaze's early life helped him get ready for life with his forever person, Malcolm.
Hi, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I've had it since childhood. I have instances where my blood sugar will drop a significant amount in a very short period of time. I've had situations at my work where I'll be sitting at my desk helping people, and all of a sudden I'm just talking absolute gibberish, and I've no idea what's going on, and the people have got no idea what's going on. And we've had to call the paramedics on occasion when that happens to come and assist me because my blood sugar gets too low. That was kind of when we turned to Can Do Canines to apply for my service dog Blaze here. Since having Blaze, I've had him about 6-7 weeks, and since having him, he's just helped me so much with low blood sugars, almost on a daily basis, and he catches it well before my glucose monitor catches it. And I really appreciate all the work that the people at Can Do Canines have done to train dogs just like Blaze.
I love coming to work at Can Do Canines because the staff is so amazing. I remember one time when a young boy came to the Woofaroo to meet up with the trainer that worked with him and his mobility assist dog. The only problem was this trainer just had major surgery and wasn't going to attend. We went and told the young boy she wouldn't be here, and he started crying. It was so hard on all of us. But lo and behold, around the corner comes that trainer. She knew how important it was to be there for this boy. It's kind of like all our dogs. They know how important it is to be there for us. Especially like Axel, the mobility assist dog, right with his person Kim when she needed him most.
Hi, I'm here with my mobility assistance dog, Axel. I have him because I do have a balance disorder, which causes me to fall down a lot. I recently had a fall down some stairs, had a concussion. He was able to get my emergency phone and stay with me the whole time until help came, and I love him to death, and I can't thank Can Do Canines enough for providing him for me. Where's my hug? Give me my hug. Give me my hug. There's my hug.
Here's one of the reasons why I love working at Can Do Canines. As you may have heard, our dogs are placed free of charge. But we don't just give our dogs away. We don't hand off a dog to a person with a disability and say good luck. Lots of time and money is invested by the organization to set our teams up for success. Our goal is to reinforce client self-advocacy. We are empowering our clients to add a dog to their care team, like Casey. I helped match and train him with his hearing assist dog, Fallon. Casey didn't think he deserved a Can Do Canines because he thought other people in the world needed one more than he did. But we helped him see that if the skills of an assistance dog could keep him safer, then he should take this active role in his own health care.
I like to walk, and I walk on paths. And previously, I could never hear anybody approaching behind me on a bike. And so it would startle me. And oftentimes, several times, they nicked my elbow because I didn't know anybody was there. And one of the benefits of Fallon and walking with her is I watch her head out of the peripheral when we're walking. So when she turns, I see her head turn, I turn, and I can see somebody coming way behind me. And so I'll go further off to the right. And that protects me, okay? That's protected me several times. And I want to thank everybody for that.
Hi, I'm Shenna. I'm the training manager at Can Do Canines, and this is Ursa. A lot of people wonder how we train our dogs to do so many complicated skills. During the event, we'll let you peek behind the scenes at a few of our training techniques. And here's the first one. When you're out on a walk with your pet dog, chances are, if a squirrel runs across the sidewalk or another dog walks by, your dog has a big reaction. But an assistance dog has to be able to ignore that distraction. They learn that anytime anything exciting happens, they automatically make eye contact with you. So, all you have to do is take a handful of kibble that the dog really likes and, whoa, there we go, wait for them to stop trying to get the kibble. Yes, good girl. And then they get to have a piece. Very quickly they learn that the best thing to do to get food is to try not to get food. Yay! To build onto that, I want to add the behavior that teaches them what they should do when there's a distraction or something that they really want. Yes, which is make eye contact. Yes, they actually get this pretty quickly. And after they learn to ignore food, we help them ignore other exciting things like toys and loud noises. And pretty soon you've got a well-mannered dog who's thinking mostly about you while you're out walking.
Next up, a few words from our executive director. He stepped into his leadership role only 4.5 months ago, and he's been living the mission ever since. Can Do Canines Executive Director, Jeff Johnson.
Thank you for being with us tonight. As Mary Sue mentioned, I'm still kind of the new guy at Can Do Canines. So as you might guess, I've spent the first part of the year mostly listening and learning and being amazed by how many lives are changed through this unique organization, and how many generous people like you it takes to make it all happen, and by how many people are still waiting for a dog. People like Sadie, who's been hoping for just the right Can Do Canine since 2019.
Hi, I have 2 conditions, both that cause me to faint and have migraines, among other things. Issues that I have with the migraines are vertigo, so having a mobility assist dog next to me would be able to help steady me. When I faint, I have a lot of issues like going in public and bending over to pick up things, so having a dog next to me, being able to pick things up would be amazing, and I wouldn't have to bend over and risk fainting. I just really hope to get one soon. Thank you.
So why has Sadie been waiting so long? It's because she needs an allergy-friendly dog, like a poodle. The good news is, we think we're really close to matching her with the perfect Can Do Canine. Sadie is a great example, though, of how hard we try to personalize the experience for everyone we serve. A cookie-cutter approach would be easier. It's why a lot of organizations go that way. But we want to make the greatest impact we can on a person's life. Now, this customization means we can't plan everything in advance. So the ground is always shifting a little as we make our decisions on breeding and adopting dogs, hoping to increase our chances of having the right number of the right kinds of dogs in-house at just the right time. So I thought you might like an update on that really interesting and often really frustrating aspect of our work. Here's where we are. In this ebb and flow of skilled dogs right now, we actually have more mobility assist dogs who are about to finish their training than the number of applicants who would be a good match for them. I thought I'd share that information with you in case you or someone you know has been thinking about applying for an assistance dog to help with mobility. Right now, we don't have a waiting list for this particular kind of dog. It's a great time to reach out and apply. One reason for this availability is that most of our dogs are totally capable of learning mobility skills. They quickly understand how to bring you the things you need and open doors and drawers for you. But our other programs rely on more specialized traits that fewer dogs have. For example, our hearing assist dogs have to be a little impolite. If they try to wake you up in the middle of the night because there's a smoke alarm going off and you ignore them, they have to be rude enough to insist you wake up, even if it means dancing on your chest to get your attention. Our diabetes assist dogs need that same persistence. They want you to stop whatever you're doing to check your blood sugar, but they also have to care about that one specific smell, the scent of your blood sugar dropping. Not all dogs have that drive. Our seizure assist dogs have to be extra affectionate. They need to want to lie up against you and keep licking your hands and face to help bring you out of your seizure and the disorienting time afterwards. And our autism assist dogs also have to be very cuddly. Our trainers use the highly technical term of mushy, but they also have to love living with kids 24/7, kids who might move really quickly and get really loud. These dogs have to be absolutely unflappable. And in addition to the abilities of these specialized dogs, their desires are just as important. We make sure that our dogs live incredibly happy lives. It's not enough that they can do the work. We want them to love their work. So you can see how the field of dogs available for these specialized roles narrows and narrows. And that's how we end up with waiting lists in certain areas. It's a vital reason we hope you can help us tonight. Your contributions change the world for people waiting for us to raise and train the perfect canine specialist for them. Like Lindsay, who's hoping for a diabetes assist dog.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm a busy mom of 3 very active little girls. And one thing that prevents me from being active with them sometimes is when I have a low blood sugar. When my blood sugar drops too low, I become shaky, confused, and could become unconscious right away if I don't treat my low with a source of sugar. This could be very scary for me and my kids, and a diabetes assist dog could alert me right away to avoid anything like that happening. I'm really hoping for a dog soon.
We're hoping to give Lindsay and her family just the right dog very soon. But other people will be waiting a lot longer. With our current resources, we don't have enough trained dogs ready to step into partnership with every person who should have one. Our dream is to get there one day. And of course, that's why we are so grateful for your support. Thank you.
At least 3 aspects of our work make a huge impact on our ability to do what we do at Can Do Canines. One, of course, is the amazing support we get from people like you. No question, we wouldn't be here without your generous gifts of financial contributions and volunteer hours. Another is our staff. Their passion for the Can Do Canines mission shines through every move they make. And there's a third element that in recent years has become a complete game changer for us: our prison puppy program. Without the tremendous amount of time and creativity our inmate handlers devote to raising and training puppies for us, we couldn't possibly hit our goal of 52 to 60 new teams this year. And as you're about to see, our puppies are giving these expert handlers something beautiful in return.
You know, I'd lived a life of selfishness. I'd lived a life of control. It accumulated with my arrest and my conviction and going to prison.
One of the things about the dog programs in prison is it's not just about training these dogs to be able to go off to a client at the end. For the inmates being in the dog program, these dogs make such a difference.
I remember I came in and I was sitting on the floor. They brought the puppy over to me and they let go of the leash and just jumped in my lap. Didn't hesitate. Started licking me in the face, started nibbling on my ear. I've never, ever experienced that type of love. And you've got no choice but to reciprocate. It was the turning event of my life. The puppies, they forced you to start doing those things. They forced you to become a part of something that was bigger than yourself. If you were out on the floor training, you were forced to interact with people, and you had to be on your best behavior when you did so. And the next thing you know, it was second nature. It started bringing out a part of me that had been shut off for so long.
Robert was definitely one of our handlers that you saw grow as a person.
I began to smile. I began to understand about what happiness was. I quit thinking about myself first. I started thinking about others. It started changing the gears in my mind to look at solutions to problems. 5 months after my release from prison, I have an associate's degree. 19 months released from prison, and I'm a production supervisor making mid-range 5 figures.
They're becoming better people for being in the dog program, and they get out and they're better husbands and they're better fathers and they're better boyfriends because of learning the patience and the empathy and the caring and all the things that they got out of being in the dog program, which has nothing to do with the final client, but these amazing creatures change lives from the day that they're born until the day they get to their client.
My father can't believe I am who I am. He's absolutely 100% convinced that the program gave him a new son.
Hi! Lots of assistance dogs, like Fabian, have to learn how to go for help. Maybe their person falls or is in some other kind of trouble, or the person just needs a family member to come take care of something for them. The dog needs to find another person and nudge them with their nose. Here are the small training steps along the way to teaching a dog to get help. Okay, good boy. So we always start out by teaching the dog to target the palm of our hand with their nose. Good boy. Yes, good. Very nice. Yes, good boy. So anytime he looks at brushes or boops your palm, he gets a mark of yes and a cookie. Good boy. Ready? Yes, good job. Once I have this the way I like it, I'll put a target in my hand. Ready? Yes, good boy. That was very polite. Once he has that behavior on the target, then I can attach a target to my body and work on him targeting my leg with his nose. Okay? Yes, good boy. Very good job. Then we'll start to assign a cue to it. Fabian, help. Yes, good, help. After we have this on cue to my leg, I'll bring in a partner to help practice the dog going to another person instead of targeting me when I cue help. This is Elizabeth. Go right up there. Buddy, get help! Yeah, good boy. This is a really fun skill for the dog to practice because Elizabeth could be anywhere, and we turn it into a game of hide and seek for the dog.
Hi, we're Can Do Canines. We raise, train, and spend a lot of time loving up assistance dogs. Sweet, rock-solid, well-mannered, incredibly skilled assistance dogs who also possess the rare ability to change lives. And here's why we're so grateful for you. All this raising, training, and loving up comes with a pretty big price tag for Can-Do Canines to pay. But we turn around and give our dogs to people who need them, free of charge. Consider a dog like this one. Let's call him Indy. From the day Indy is born until the day he graduates as a fully trained assistance dog, he will eat approximately 680 pounds of dog food. He'll make at least 12 visits to the veterinarian. Of course, Indy will also need tons of preventative medication, toys, treats, kennels, leashes, and different sizes of handsome red vests. And oh, so many staff members will be called upon to train him, exercise him, groom him, and tell him he's a good boy, in addition to the rest of the staff needed to do everything else. This year, we plan to provide all these same goods and services for up to 60 assistance dogs. And that's just the impact you as a donor make on our canines. Each of these pups, like this one we'll call Cooper, will be expanding the world of their forever human. Their person can now let go of some of their fears, see their friends more often, go places that are too unsafe for them to go alone, and not have to ask for as much help. Freedom. And that's just the impact you, as a donor, make on our clients. Your kindness ripples out way beyond that one person to all the people in their life. Because of dogs like Cooper, the folks in their immediate circle don't need to be around as often to help or lose as much sleep when they can't be around, because the person they love is now safe in the paws of a pup like this one. And that's just the impact you, as a donor, make on our clients' friends and family. Lots of people, given a dog like Cooper, want to give back, so they head out into the community to volunteer, improving even more lives. And while they're out in public, they're approached all the time by people asking about their cool dog, people who often end up becoming Can-Do Canines donors. And we come full circle. From all of us at Can-Do Canines, thank you for your generous heart and the many, many lives you touch.
Hi, I'm Leslie Flowers, Client Services Coordinator. So try to imagine getting your first assistance dog. You have to trust a dog with your safety. Even more complicated for Kim is she isn't a tall person. And we matched her with Icon, half Newfoundland, half Labrador, and the biggest dog in our program. But Kim needed a big dog to help her walk. Well, when Kim met Icon, she kind of freaked out. She called him a beast and said it wouldn't work. But she trusted me, and I trusted Icon. So we all trained together like we always do at Can-Do Canines. Now Kim not only loves that beast of a dog, she couldn't imagine life without him.
I hated not being in control because as a Marine, I was always in control. And as a mom, in control. It's a Marine thing. We don't want help.
Her speech became more slurred, kind of slow. Her vision started to become double vision. Her balance was off. And, a couple years later, she was able to come to the diagnosis of ataxia and learn that her cerebellum in her brain was starting to shrink.
I couldn't cook. Oh, it felt like a bad mom. I felt like a bad wife.
I just kept telling her, encouraging her to apply and, saying, yes, you do need some other assistance. I'll do what I can, but I can't walk with you all the time. I'm not there all the time.
Okay, now what? I can lay in bed all day, or I can get help. I chose the latter. Get it? I can't. Push.
And Icon's so big and so steady for her that she feels like she can venture out into areas where she might not have gone before.
In the basket. Oh, try this. Basket. Thank you.
When he came to us, like the skills that were given to him from Can Do Canines were just phenomenal. They were mind-blowing.
With my disease, I tend to get more headaches or migraines.
I can get ice pack. Thank you. Can you close it?
Well, one of the things that, she has difficulty with is, she may drop things because of her fine motor difficulties with holding things. And so he will go and pick it up for her and bring it to her, which is super cool to see.
She actually took a fall, but it was kind of in the middle of the night, if you will, and I had already gone to bed, and she just lost her balance and then fell into our couch and hit her shoulder, which broke her upper arm here. She was telling him to get help, and he kept coming to the door and coming back, but he couldn't get in. But then he started barking, which kind of got me to wake up and come out.
Get him out!
What? Okay. Thank you.
I don't know, Icon has just brought her more confidence, more ability to just feel like she can function, brought out kind of her old personality.
Can Do Canines, I can't say enough, how happy it has made us to have him here now.
I'm so grateful to Can Do Canines. I just can't help it. I'm so grateful. They've changed my life. Truly.
Hi, I'm Stephen Novotny, and I've been a volunteer on the Can Do Canines Board of Directors for a little over 3 years now. I want to try and give you an idea of what that feels like. At the beginning of every meeting, one of our graduates comes to visit with us. They bring their canine partner, of course, and usually a member of their family. They share openly about what their lives were like before they were given a Can Do Canines assistance dog. I think this is one of the most important parts of serving as a board member, doing our best to understand what it's like to live with a disability. Way too often, it means not being able to go places or do things that would make life a lot easier, or more meaningful, or more fun. And every time I get to talk with one of our graduates, I remind myself how incredibly lucky I am, the independence that I sometimes take for granted. I don't have to wait for someone else in my family to help me, and then worry that I'm asking way too much of them. We have these graduate conversations at the beginning of the meetings for a reason. Their stories guide us and inspire us to do everything we can to bring more happiness into their life. I know that's why you're here too. You want to be a part of making a big difference for people. I hope you realize how grateful we are for all your contributions. The pandemic has hit everyone hard, including us. And though things are looking up, we're not out of it just yet. So now, more than ever, we appreciate you stepping up to give what you can. I grew up in a family that's always supported Can Do Canines. My girlfriend and I also volunteer for Can Do Canines' puppy program. We've served as short-term fosters for 10 dogs and counting, and loved every minute of it. I give in another important way as well. I donate financially to the cause. As part of this Tales of Independence event, I've just donated substantially more than I have in past years. I joined at the leadership circle level because I know the challenges we're up against and the opportunities ahead. This year, Can Do Canines plans to train and give more dogs to people than ever before. During each of the last couple of years, we created 51 teams. This year, we're shooting for 52 to 60 teams. That's gonna take a lot of extra resources in a pretty volatile economy. I'm hoping you'll join me at the Leadership Circle, or simply stretch beyond what you imagined giving today. Can you go a little bit further? You'll be making a huge difference for people like Kim. You saw how much happiness Icon has brought to her and her family. It costs Can Do Canines more than $25,000 to train a dog like Icon, and we want to keep giving them away free of charge. So I'm hoping you'll make the same decision I did. Think about the impact you can make and contribute what you can. By the way, a generous longtime Can Do Canine supporter, posed a fundraising challenge for us. At this event, our goal is to reach $100,000. Barbara Coach told us that if we hit that number, she would donate another $25,000. Many thanks to all of you who have contributed to help us make it to that magical number and beyond. Before I go, after talking so much about giving to Can Do Canines, I want to tell you about a wonderful gift that Can Do Canines gave to me. Remember how I mentioned that we fostered dogs for the organization? Well, one of those dogs we fostered ended up having to leave the program for a couple of health and temperament reasons. Mavis was career changed. So we adopted her, and now she's part of our forever family. Mavis is more attentive than I can explain. She watches us constantly. She looks deep into our eyes, trying to figure out if she can help in some way. You can imagine the amount of training and conditioning that went into shaping her into such a caring and powerful partner. I hope you'll give today to provide more of these remarkable dogs to people who need them. Mavis, now a cheerleader for her siblings and kennel mates as they graduate to become Can Do Canines assistance dogs, would like to tell you how she feels.
You say I love you?
Thanks again for all the happiness you bring.
From the bottom of our happy little hearts, we want to thank you for being here. Not just tonight, but throughout the year, as your contributions continue to ripple out, touching so many lives. Our dogs, our clients, the people who love them, and the folks in the communities where they live. And now, before you go, we always like to end our Live Tales of Independence event by bringing lots of puppies into the room for you to pet and talk baby talk to. Here's where we come up against the challenges of a virtual environment. So, instead of actually showing you sweet faces of adorable puppies, here's a behind-the-scenes peek at what it's like to try to show you sweet faces of adorable puppies. Enjoy.